Okay, everybody, here we are with the Excel Chapter 3 Capstone exercise. This is about a gym, and we're going to be using charts to kind of analyze what's going on with their business from a financial and membership perspective. So I've completed step 1 because I have my document open. Step 2, we're going to create a pie chart that focuses on the expenses for the year for this company. So we're told insert a 2D pie chart using the ranges A11 to 19, okay, A11 to 19, and D11 to 19. And again, because I'm selecting something that's separate from the titles, I need to hold down Control so I can highlight the separate section. So D11 to 19. And I'm going to go to my Insert menu. And you can either hit the pie chart button. I like going to the recommended charts because I can go to all charts and then find what I want. So I want pie, and this is 2D. You can see that there's different options across here, and I'm going to hit OK. All right, so I've got my 2D pie chart. We're good with step 2. Step 3, move the chart to a new sheet named Expenses. Okay, so let's move our chart by right-clicking and doing Move Chart. It's going to be in a new sheet called Expenses. Hit OK. And we're told that we want to move that new sheet to the right of the membership sheets. So here's expenses. I'm clicking and dragging, and it'll go right there to the right of the membership sheet. Okay, so step 3 is done. Step 4, the chart needs a descriptive, easy to read title. So I'm going to click on the title, and I can start typing expenses for year 3. And then the next thing we need to do with that title is change the font size to 20. So I'm going to hit enter when I'm done typing, go to the home tab and boost that up to 20 point. All right, step 4 is done. Step 5, we want to create a clustered bar chart. So this is going to be based off data from the income sheet. So I'm going to go back there. So we're doing it based on A4 to D4. So A4 to D4 and A11 to D19. Okay. A11 to D19. So it's basically the entire area of expenses, and we've highlighted up here to pick up the column title so we know where the stuff's coming from. So this is supposed to be a clustered bar chart. So I'll just go back and insert. I'm going to do my way of doing recommended. And oftentimes in recommended, in our exercises, the recommended chart will be the one we need. And in this case, clustered bar chart is what we're told. And that is what shows up as our recommended chart. So I'll hit OK. We've got our chart. Step 5 is done. Step 6, I want to place this chart on and other charts on a summary worksheet so we can look at trends. Okay, so we're going to move this chart as an object to the summary worksheet. So I'm going to right click on it, move chart, put it as an object in summary because that's what we're told to do. So I'll hit OK. It automatically takes us to the summary sheet. And now we have to cut our chart by clicking on it and hitting Control X, and then paste it in cell I1. So that's right there, and paste. All right, so that's it for step 6. Step 7, so we need to have a title. Charts without titles don't mean anything. So expenses, and then without payroll and cost of sales, close parentheses, hit enter. And that's it for step 7. Step 8, we want to filter this, this data so we only show what we want. So we're going to apply a chart filter to remove payroll and cost of sales. Okay, so if I'm clicked on my chart, I have buttons on the side where I can hit filter, so the funnel, I guess you could call it. And we are going to remove payroll. So I'm going to uncheck payroll, and I'm going to uncheck cost of sales. So when we click apply, these two will be gone. So I'll click apply and now they're gone. Now that I'm done with this, I can click that again and that menu will go away. Next thing, I want to select the category axis and use the format axis task pane to display categories in reverse order. So to get to this format pane, the easiest way is just to double click on the axis that you want to switch up. So I'm going to double click on that and I get format chart area, but I want format axis. So I make sure that this guy has the dots around it. And I believe we go to this area and we should find, yes, so axis options is selected and bold. Then this icon means you're going to kind of change how things look, okay? So as we scroll down, we want to display stuff in reverse order. And you'll notice a tick box here. So we're under the axis options area, categories in reverse order. So I'm going to click on that. And now you can see that it's reversed everything that we had. Next thing we want to do is change the maximum bound to 25,000. So this is along the top here. I'm going to scroll to the side so our entire chart shows up. So leaving this menu open, we'll click on this axis and you should come right to the axis options again, and you can change this maximum to 25,000. When you're done, just hit a tab or click somewhere else and it'll update. So we're good with step 8. We'll move on to step 9. So we're going to mess with our pie chart that we already did. So we are going to display the expenses sheet. Okay, let's do that. And we are going to remove the legend. Well, the easiest way to do it is just click on the legend. So that's at the bottom there and hit your delete key. Boom, gone. You'll notice your pie chart resizes because there's more room in the box it lives in. The next thing we want to do is add percent and category name data labels and put them on the outside end position. Okay, so whenever you want to add something to your chart that's not there already, you're on the Chart Tools Design tab. You can go to the far left at the Add Chart Element box and find what you want. So we want data labels. And I'm going to go to more data labels because that gives me more options to choose from because I need 2 separate things to be shown on my data labels. So I'm going to click on that. Well, didn't give me what I wanted specifically. Let's see. Okay, so now I have my format data labels area on that right-hand side screen. And this is where I can hit check boxes to give me the data that I want. So the 2 things I want shown are percent and category name. So I want percentage, category name, and I don't want value, and I'm not told to have leader lines, so I'm going to get rid of those. Okay. We want to change the data labels font size to 10, so I can do that on the Home tab. Make sure they're still selected as they are here. Bump that up to 10. And we want them to be positioned on the outside end. So if I'm still in the format data labels and I go down a bit, so my face is kind of covering this up, but outside end should be down there. So I'll click that. And now everything is outside of the pie chart itself, and it makes it a little bit easier to see. So that's it for step 9. Over the page. Step 10, we want to do some funky stuff. So we want to emphasize the education and training slice by exploding it. So we need to explode education and training slice by 12%. So first thing you have to do is pick the slice that you want to explode. So education training here, and so I'm going to click on that. So if I click on it once, it selects everything. If I click on it again, it'll select just the one that you've clicked on. So now I'm only modifying the education and training slice. And now the format data point menu has showed up, and you'll see point explosion here at the bottom, and we're told to do 12%. So you can type it in, I'm just clicking, and you can see as I clicked, it bounced it out and kind of separated it or exploded it into its own area. So that's it for step 10. Step 11, we're going to add the light gradient accent to fill color to the chart area. So I'm now going to just click on the chart area, and now I have format chart area options here, and I want the bucket because that's usually the one for filling colors, right? So click on that. I want fill, and we're told we need a gradient, so I'm going to click on gradient, and if I go to my preset gradients, I should be able to find light gradient accent 2, and it should be this orange one at the top. So there we go. I've clicked that. No need to modify anything else. You can mess with gradients if you want. It's kind of complicated, and we don't get into it too much. So we're done with step 11. Step 12. So we're going to create a new chart. So I'm going to click off of this guy. And it's going to be based on the balance sheet. So I'm going to go to the balance tab here. And we're going to make a stacked column chart using A4 to D4. Okay, A4 to D4. A10 to D10. Okay, A10, D10. A15 to D15. Okay, that's this total liabilities row. And then A16 and D to D16. Okay, so basically we're picking up just the totals in our balance sheet. So I'm going to go insert, recommended. We'll see if it picks the right one. No, it didn't. We want a stacked column chart. So I'm going to go to all charts, find column, and stacked column is up here at the top. So this is the one that we want here. So I think this one's good, so I'll click OK. And the next thing we have to do is switch the rows and columns of the chart. So we want basically to move around our data. So we can hit this switch row column button here in the chart tools design as you have it selected. And now we've got our chart modified here. So we now want to move the chart to the summary worksheet. So I'm going to right click on it and do it so it gives me the menu I want. And we're going to move it as an object in the summary sheet. Okay. And we're going to cut and paste it into cell A1. Okay, so X, I got to scroll over to find my A1 and paste. Okay. So we're done 12 and 13. Step 14, it needs to have a title. Yes, it does. So I'll click on that and start typing 3-year balance sheet. Okay. Whoop. So that's step 14. Step 15, we're doing a final chart. It's going to be a line chart to show trends in membership. So we're going to go to the membership worksheet. And we're going to make it using I3 to L15. Okay, so that's over here. I3, L15, insert, recommended. Recommended happens to be the line chart, which we want, so I'll hit OK. So we're good with step 15. Step 16, we're going to put this on the summary worksheet. So right click, move, and it's going to the summary area. There's also a move chart option here. They both do the same thing. So I'll move that, and then we have to put that, cut it, and put it in A17, which is here. And there's our line chart. So that's it for step 16. 17, so because our lowest value is between 200 and 300, we're going to change the vertical axis to start at 200 instead of 0. So We still have our format box open, which is useful in charting. I'm going to click on my vertical axis, and I want to click on the axis options here because I'm not dealing with colors anymore. I'm dealing with actually modifying what it looks like. So axis options, and the minimum is going to be 200. All right. Okay. And then the second part of step 17 is display a vertical axis title that says number of memberships. So I'm going to click on my chart, design, add chart element, axis titles, and primary vertical. And now that it's selected, I can just start typing number of memberships. All right. So that's it for step 17. Step 18 is apply chart style 4. Okay, so chart styles are in this chart tools design area. Whoop. So number 4 should be the fourth one in. That's right. And then we want to change the color to monochromatic palette 8. So to change the colors, it's on the left-hand side of the styles. And there's monochromatic section here. Number 8 is probably this one. Nope, 7, 8, the one with all the blue. Click on that. Okay, so now we have a chart that looks quite nice. The next thing we need to do is move the legend to the top of the chart. So I'm going to click on the legend. In the format legend option should show up, and you can choose top for the position. And then we also have to add a chart title that says 3-year membership trends. Okay, so click on the title, start typing 3-year membership trends. Hit enter. That's it for step 19. The next thing we have to do is start adding alt text to all our charts. So we're going to do it for the pie chart first. The pie chart lives in the expenses tab. So I'm going to click on my chart, right click, edit alt text, and then it tells me what I have to type. So I have to do the pie chart displays percentage of expenses for year 3. I have a little typo, I'll fix that. Okay, I'll just leave this alt text open because I just have to do it over and over to all my charts. So we're done step 20. Now we're going to display the column chart, which I believe lives in the summary sheet. So if your sheets don't all show up because you've got windows kind of overlapping your screen, you can hit these arrows to scroll. So there we go, summary. And it is the column chart, that's this one. And now start typing the column chart displays total assets, total liabilities, and comma and retained earnings for 3 years. Okay, so that one's good. That's step 21. Step 22, bar chart. That's this guy. Start typing. The bar chart displays expenses for 3 years without payroll or cost of sales. Okay, so that's 22. 23, the line chart, so down here, this one needs to be the line chart displays monthly trends in memberships for 3 years. All right, that's 23 done. 24, we want to add spark lines to the daily attendance trends. Okay, so we're going to go to the membership worksheet to do this. I can close my alt text because I'm done with that. So I'm going to go to the membership tab. I'm going to scroll over so all my stuff shows up. So I'm going to do this. So I'm going to select range B16 to F16. So B16 to F16. And then insert column spark lines. So I'm going to go to the insert. find the sparklines group, and I want column. And so the location range, so where they're going, is already selected because we selected it before we hit the button. Now we need to choose the data range. So I'll hit this up arrow with the line under it, which makes selection easy. And we need to highlight B6 here to F14 here. Hit this little arrow again. It'll go back to the main area of the menu, and I'll hit OK. All right. We've got our column sparklines. Now we want to display the high points for the sparklines, so we can do our markers. So this is this area here in the sparkline tools design area. We want to do high point. So click that. And now we are done with our step 24. And then the last step, as with all of our exercises, so I can close this now, we're done with our chart stuff, is insert a footer, and we need to do it on the membership, expenses, and summary sheets individually. So let's do that. So membership, I'm going to do it the way where through the page layout, any way you want to do it works. Header, footer, custom. Okay, so we need to do exploring series. Center section is the sheet code, and then this section is the file name. So we're done that one. Need to do it for expenses. Normally, it tells us to do it individually. Usually, I would just group them by clicking Control and selecting more sheets at the same time to do it. It says individually, so I'm just going to do it as it tells me to. So I'll do it for this one. Header, footer, custom, exploring series, sheet code, file code, and then lastly for the summary sheet. So page setup, header, footer, custom, and there we go. All right, step 25 is done. Now you are done the exercise, you can save and close.